Alright, hello YouTube. We are back for another round of QnA. Uh, Special guest, Reflourished Chord server. Hello, Ghosty, Brick, Error 404, and Toasted Sonic. I believe one other person will be joining us. Star and Seb is also here as a baby dev this time. How
Hello.
time really flies, doesn't it? I probably will
Indeed.
regret having you, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh my god.
Alright. Uh, Shoot your questions, I guess. That's why we're here for, after all. I believe at least some of you have already, like, I don't know, written a bunch of them in advance. Just been waiting to shoot them out. Alright, hi, Infoman. By the way, it doesn't have to be Reflourished related, just saying. It probably will be, because, you know, this is the Reflourished server, and this is a Reflourished dev QnA, but I'm just saying. How much progress do we have for the next world? I would say decent. The progress is decent. That's about as much as I can really say. Don't want to go into specifics. Don't want to say what is and isn't made, but I will say the progress is decent. However, it's going to probably be paused for like another month simply because I am the main lead behind the next world, and currently I am very much occupied with real life stuff, so I've taken a step back from Reflourished development for another few weeks, so the world is not being developed in those few weeks, but so far what we have is decent.
Yeah, I would think it's just like that kind of season where people are just occupied with like exams and stuff.
Yeah, it's always like just the beginning of summer where you know you have to set aside your hobbies and focus on your priorities.
It happens.
Assault Airspace or Hollow Knight Silksong. Assault Airspace will arrive in 2025. I hope you all are prepared. Yes, it's been highly anticipated, highly requested. No draft, there'll be an assault airspace plan. Oh, hello, Malakex.
Good morning, and happy birthday, Reef 5 Nights at Reflourished.
True, true.
What?
Everyone true react this person.
True react.
Did we start questions now?
Yeah, I'm already recording.
Oh, okay. Okay, I have a question that's random.
Yeah, go for it.
Why did you guys add that wizard from Vanilla for no reason? Insanity.
I think Slimaku added him, and I think she added him just because it was funny. Like, the chances of him actually appearing in Insanity are extremely low. Like, you have to get him from a necromancy, I'm pretty sure. But once it happens, it's like, it's just funny to see him. Yeah, we should.
I thought this was like an addition to something like a Giga Gargantuar or something like that.
No.
You know how on this mode shows up things like that? I thought that was like an addition like that.
No, because, like, this is already an existing zombie that we didn't have to create any assets for, so literally everything we had to do to make him appear is just, like, add a few lines of code, and that's it, and that's what Slimaku did.
It's just a little silly. An annoying little silly that exists.
Yeah, it's just like a silly thing.
Can't wait to see Kilobatra spawning out throughout a sandstorm the next update.
Who knows? I mean, it's Insanity, anything can happen. We can...
Anything goes.
Yeah, we can just kind of do anything with it. What's the single most annoying, impossible to solve problem that comes from being back backpacked onto PvZ2 vanilla. No, I don't. Okay, kind of difficult question. I don't know if there's like one single most annoying one. Really, it's all about a bunch of like little things that just pile up. Because like, obviously, it creates a lot of restrictions, but I wouldn't say it's like bad restrictions. It's more so just like, you know, it's like stuff you have to account for instead of just doing whatever you want, which I always, as a dev, find to be more fun to do. I like if I'm given complete creative control over absolutely everything, like it will be a good time, you know. But if I already know I have to work off of something, that's kind of like, oh, I gotta actually, you know, gotta put a bunch of self-restrictions here so that I don't mess up what's already there. And in doing so, I already kind of have to, you know, think more outside the box, which I think is beneficial ultimately. But like, if I had to pick one single most annoying, impossible to solve problem, probably, okay, this is very biased. Like, just keep in mind, this is just me being me. This is very biased, but I really don't like how some zombies like act, like for example Jester. Dark Ages as a whole is like something from vanilla which I've struggled so much when making the expansion that I wish I could change Jester. I wish I could change some stuff there, but you know, yeah, this is what it is. You gotta kind of think of ways to work around it. That's pretty much just like, what's the most annoying thing to me, because like I had to redo the Dark Ages expansion like 2 times. But like in general, the one that's probably the most annoying to have to deal with as like a general developer, just like, you know, generally, is probably the fact that a bunch of vanilla levels are very, very short and very rushy. Because if they weren't, I think we could get away with more balancing stuff. But as it is, we have to always account those. So we always kind of have to, you know, have this kind of like push and pull kind of thing. Like, do we want to pull more towards this, or do we want to, you know, still keep this good for that? Obviously, we already balance things with kind of like some plants are better in some environments, so some plants are better for short levels, some are better for long. But in general, it's kind of like sometimes it's just tough to get it right. It's not really,
Yeah.
It's not really like, you know, it's not like a, what's the word? It's not game breaking, but it's just like, I'd rather not want to deal with it.
Yeah, like vanilla levels are just like that sometimes. It's
Yeah.
like, can you not spam excavator for 5 minutes?
Or it's like, you know, it's like with Big Wave Beach 16, which is like, I don't think we should change it. I think it should stay as infamous as it has always been, because that's the part, you know, that we want to keep faithful. We want to still have people play through PvZ2 vanilla as it is, you know. We don't want to have them play PvZ2 vanilla, but this and that and this and that has been changed, and that and this. Like, no, it should still be at its core the same experience, just like little bit spruced up.
The true vanilla experience, where even when you go out from vanilla, you still have the same struggles.
Yeah, you should still have like the same struggles. You should, like, when you play it, you should still understand why people have been saying the things that they've been saying about certain things. Like, I don't know, if you go into a PvZ community right now and you look up discourse about Big Wave Beach 16, you will find people saying Big Wave Beach 16 is like incredibly difficult and very long, and some people have been stuck there for days. Like, we still want that to make sense to someone who plays Reflourished, because it should still be the same vanilla experience. They should see that and be like, oh yeah, I know what you mean, you know, I've played the level, I know what you mean. That doesn't mean that every single like bad level that's notorious should be kept bad because of the fact it's notorious, but it's like, it's a fine line, you know? You gotta keep the identity of it alive without keeping it bad on purpose. kind of something you have to
Is,
very much consider.
is, is that why Jurassic March and Modern Day are remain the same, like with no adverse? I mean, alternation, moderation. I don't know how to spell it.
Uh,
Level changes?
Level changes?
Yeah, that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Thanks.
We definitely do not want to be changing vanilla levels, like, at all, unless absolutely necessary. We want people to still have the same experience as people did in like 2016.
Did any level even changed? I just wondered. Did any vanilla level
They
even
did, yeah,
change
yeah,
in
yeah,
the game?
some of them. But every time we do it, it's mostly because of how our new balancing affects those levels. So, for example, Jurassic Marsh's dinos have been drastically nerfed, but that was also done because the primal plants have been nerfed. So, just to kind of counteract each other. Yeah, Big Wave Beach 25 was also nerfed because that one was just not fit for our balancing like whatsoever. I think. Yeah, the Magni Grass tutorial, that's that as well. Yeah, like some stuff like that, but every time we do it, we want to keep the identity of the level the same. Like, we don't want to just make it a completely new level. We still want it to be the level that it was, just, without the frustrating parts. For example, like, that's also, as much as I said that I want to change Jester, I don't really, because, like, Jester is very much notorious for how painful he is to deal with. So I do want to keep that, That's a core part of the vanilla experience. I don't want to just take it out at that point. It's just gonna, like, it's not gonna feel the same, But, like, at
It
launch
will
we
feel like
did...
an unpersonal universe.
Yeah, like, at least at launch we decided to, like, cut back on his speed buff a bit, which I don't think really changes him much. He still plays the same. It's just something to make him less frustrating. Okay, so let me see if I skipped some questions while I was answering this. In your opinion, what's the best PvZ team in PvZ Reflourished? Like, the music? Like, the PvZ team as in PvZ music? I mean... You know who you're asking this, right? I might have slightly biased of an answer. Personally, I think... I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I do kind of think Holiday Mashups or Holiday Mashups team is my favorite in the game. But at the same time, like, it feels wrong saying that to me. Because, like, I've grown up with the PvZ2 OST, you can probably tell. I don't want to claim that, my stuff is better just because, I made it or something. No. I very much do value and treasure the PvZ2 OST. I mean, if I didn't, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be PeaMix. I would be something else, probably. I would be someone else. But, essentially, yeah. I very much enjoy Modern Day's theme. I like Frostbite Cave's theme. I think it's neat. Ultimate Battle demonstration minigame is just pretty much peak everywhere. There's not really a bad version of it. But yeah, overall, I do like Holiday Mashup a lot. Probably more than other soundtracks, just maybe because I'm more proud of it. Like, I'm very proud of it, so yeah. Let me scroll up. I want to answer, like, in order, in chronological order. What was the reaction when your music started playing in the game? Oh, dude, that was actually such a... That was such a good, like... That was such a good day to be a Reflourished developer. Because, like, you opened up Holiday Mashup and finally Modern Day OST wasn't playing, because that's what we used before. And it finally clicked, like, it finally felt like a brand new world. It really, like, it was really like that eureka moment for all of us of like, oh, this is all coming together finally. Okay, what was it? What? Is there anything you'd want to change about your creations if you could, looking back? There's a lot I would want to change, depending on like what you're talking about. There's definitely a lot I would change, from some things more than others, but overall, I'm glad that they are how they are, because all of them were learning experiences. Even if they didn't succeed, they were learning experiences for me. So I'm very glad that I did them still. Specifically in terms of Reflourished, if I would change anything about my creations, I mean, maybe some expansion levels here and there. Maybe like some of the plant balancing from launch. If I could go back in time and like talk to myself before launch, I would definitely tell him to like change some of the balancing before it goes out, because I was still kind of figuring out what to do there at that time. But yeah, overall, I wouldn't change much, but I would change a lot of small things, I guess. Everything would still be, you know, the same. It would just be more refined. Speaking of Frostbite Caves, love the mini-boss remix. It was awesome. Thank you. I'm looking forward to making mini-boss remixes for other worlds as well. It was pretty fun to do for Frostbite Caves. Which group of Reflourished players informs balance changes the most? All of them do, obviously, but who do you listen to more than the others? Who do I listen to? I mean, it's kind of tough. I'm not really the main balance guy anymore. I used to be, but now that role has pretty much been taken up with Azazel. I try to keep my head open to like everyone's feedback. There's obviously some groups that we don't listen to as much as others, but like if I would have to say like which group of Reflourished players informs balance changes the most, at least like from my perspective, I would say people who actively like express their, you know, their love of the mod and just have like some issues with it. Like that's primarily the audience that I listen to, right? I don't want to group it up into like casuals versus pros versus Eclipse players versus this, because like all of that is skill related and all of that is like experience related, where like obviously those different types of players have all different kinds of ideas of what balancing for PvZ2 should be, but really what balancing for Reflourished should be, in my opinion, is just like what already works, you leave it to work, and what doesn't work as well, you try to make it work as well as the other stuff. That's really like when you boil it down. Like I think the core gameplay loop that we have right now is really good. It just like suffers from some plants that don't work, that don't really find much usage, as much as they should at least. And then you have some plants that are like overperforming a little bit. So it really is just like focus on what we have right now, listen to the people who play the game right now and enjoy it for what it is, instead of like trying to turn it into like another style of balance altogether. And most importantly, just like if I were to give like a point blank answer, which group of Reflourished players informs the balance changes the most, it's probably the people who enjoy vanilla in some way, like at least old vanilla, like because I used to be a player like that, and I definitely want to keep that sense of the game alive, and all people who enjoyed that as well, in like a healthy way, in like not a way where they just enjoyed to spam Wintermelon and win every level. Like those are the people that I personally grab feedback from the most. It's like the ones that I think are the most reliable for feedback. In terms of like skill stuff, like casuals, pros, this and that, veterans, casuals are definitely the most important ones because it's like the biggest part of our audience. But casual doesn't, like, what we've been trying to do very much, which a lot of the community is still not able to, is separate labels from like opinions. Like just because someone is a casual doesn't mean that they like spamming Wintermelon, right? By casual, we really just mean someone who, like, you know, enjoys the core PvZ experience, just wants more of it, and like wants the game to be better. Casual could also enjoy, you know, spamming overpowered plans, but those are not the kind of people that we listen to, and neither are the people who kind of want to, you know, turn the game into something it's not. Or, like, you could also have casuals that, I don't know, ask for some questionable nerfs. Like, just because someone is a casual doesn't mean that, like, you should categorize him, or, I guess, categorize them the same as every other casual. Kind of, like, have to broaden your viewpoints there.
Does Benny Challenge have any kind of hand in this thing, by the way?
Very much so, yes. We don't balance around Penny's challenges. At least we try not to. But Penny's challenges have definitely, you know, kind of done their job, which I'm very, very glad for, because I thought up of the concept of Penny's challenges. And a big part of why I thought up of Penny's challenges was because, like, there's a lot of plants in the game that could very much benefit from longer levels, and there just aren't that many long levels in the game. So I was like, hey, let's add more long levels to the game, you know, as challenges. And yeah, lo and behold, a lot more data showed up, you know. People have started using plans that they haven't used much before. People have started experimenting, seeing how much they can push these challenges. Really gives us a lot of nice, you know, nice data to bite into. Just to finally...
Remind me of that one challenge of fire in the Asian Agent where I decided to not even use Wintermelon and decided to just pull electric bee shooter. That's like something I never pulled up from a while ago, and it actually worked out. Like I didn't use any ice in that challenge, and it actually went much fun without the Wintermelon.
Yeah, because like that's, I think, a big problem. That was a big problem with like the reception of balancing in Reflourished. It wasn't even about the balance changes. It was really about, you know, people not really having the opportunity to push what they've been given. And now with Penny's challenges, now that they have been given opportunities to really experiment and push boundaries with the plants that we've provided, now people seem to kind of like appreciate some plants more, which I'm very happy about. And Penny's challenge has definitely been a very useful tool to see which plants are ripe for nerfing. Because if something is drastically overperforming in Penny's challenges, it's a pretty good chance that there's something wrong with it. Anyway, back to like the previous questions. I think works. When do you release Frostbite Cave's mini boss outro? That wasn't made by me. That was made by Voop, or I guess Whisper. Yeah, Whisper is their new name. I wonder if the balance designers have an influence. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's like their job.
Of course.
What inspired the idea to port Steam Ages to Reflourished? Probably, I think AB just wanted to do it back in the day. He just thought it was cool, he wanted to do it, and that's where it started. I love Reflourished, and I do like a lot of the balancing. Thanks. It's just sometimes me overanalyzing when taking plants into balance. Balancing is very easy to overanalyze, yeah. Thing with analyzing balance is you can very easily find arguments that support what you think. And, like, you can think one thing, or you can think the same, but, like, in a completely different way. You will find arguments for both. You know, you could argue that Wintermelon is overpowered. You could also argue that it's underpowered. You technically have arguments that you can bring up for both. So it very much is the case of you can like come to various conclusions based on what you want to find, which is why my approach to balancing has completely shifted since I began, and I no longer like have an idea in my mind of like what's bad, what's good, what needs changing, what doesn't, and then just like look for arguments to support that. Now I just kind of, you know, I kind of let the game decide stuff for me. I just go into the game play a bit here and there, see what the people are saying, and kind of just extrapolate from there. It's not... It's like, I don't want to find conclusions anymore. I just want to find, you know, I guess, stats, data. You know, I just want to find... find how the plants are performing. Like, that should come first. It shouldn't be, oh, I think peanut is bad, so let me look at the stats, and then let me look at, like, the damage output, and let me see what I should change. No. Like, that used to be my approach, but now it's more like, okay, let me actually use peanut in, like, a bunch of insanities. Let me see what people are saying about peanut. Let me kind of compare it to other stats, and then I kind of figure out, okay, now where do I go from here? The Flourish having balancing makes it peak, and I love that they're taking time to balance each and every plant. Yeah, thing is, initially I didn't even, like, consider doing balancing when we began Reflourished. I honestly wanted to keep most plants the same, but, like, once new levels started being made, I just went back to my dreadful winter melon spam days, and I was like, well, what's the point in me making new levels if every single one can be beaten but just, like, spamming winter melon and spamming, like, very powerful plants? So then I was like, you know, we should just, like, tone down these a little bit. And then I figured once I've nerfed those, I would just come up with another strategy that, like, abuses Primal Pea Shooter back when it was 175 Sun. And then, like, some other problematic plants, or, like, just spam Laser Beam everywhere and completely invalidate basics. And I was like, okay, there might need to be more work here than I initially anticipated. But yeah, that's kind of why balancing is here. It's not balancing for balancing's sake, it's balancing for the game's sake. What is the worst balance change I've ever heard for Flourish? Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot to pick from. I don't really memorize them, but I guess the funniest ones are like the ones that I kind of memorize the most. There were a lot of funny ones. I think at one point someone wanted to, like, completely change the purpose of what was that one plant? I can't exactly recall, excuse me for that, but yeah, essentially whenever people completely misunderstand what Reflourished is aiming for and then just, like, go off, suggest something that completely, like, essentially turns the plant into something completely different, something that doesn't even work within Reflourished's, like, gameplay, those are the kinds that kind of stick out to me. But in general, I don't want to ridicule people who suggest balance changes, even if I don't like them. I do think they should. Like, I definitely do think people should be suggesting their own balance changes, because, like, we don't always get it right. And ideas are appreciated, even if some of those ideas don't really come from the best of places. And spam Gloomdusk. I'm way out of context for that one. Say the line, PeaMix casuals don't mean easy. Yep. I think the goal of keeping old vanilla feel to Reflourished is achieved. Whilst I did have some issues with specific lists, I still feel like I'm playing pre-leveling vanilla. That's good. That's good. I know you aren't the main balance guy, but how do you feel about the influence of paying changes to game's balance? I welcome it. I think it's a very good way to kind of judge how we go about plant power levels. Like, power levels are really the main things that get tested in Penny's challenges. You know, plants that have a little bit too much power in them, they're the ones that are gonna pop their heads in. They're the ones who are gonna dominate quite a lot of screenshots. So yeah, I do really like the fact that I can just reliably point to Penny's challenges for cases like that. However, I do also want to make more plants viable for Penny's challenge. I don't really, you know, want to balance the whole game around Penny's challenges, but I do think it would be neat if more plants were, like, good options for PCs instead of just, like, the few prominent decks. I think having some plants be kind of nudged a little bit into that territory could be interesting. However, it's not my call. But we will see. We will see. Maybe maybe we approach some future balancing with the idea of, oh, what if we could take, I don't know, random plant and make it also good for long levels, or like better for long levels, so that it has a chance in PCs as well. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. Penny challenges have enabled a lot. Casuals are just people who don't care about strategy and just want to beat levels. Not entirely. Not really. Like, I remember when I was a casual, back when, I wasn't really tryharding a lot of the stuff because I'm a dev now. I used to just kind of like want to experience the game. It's not the fact that I wanted to beat levels, it's just that I wanted to experience everything, and I, wanted to do it as efficiently as possible. But I very much enjoyed the journey of it. I wasn't like, just looking at how I can beat a level. I was also strategizing. So, casuals being just people who don't care about strategy and just want to beat levels, I think that's a bit of generalization. Not everyone's like that. There's casuals that just like playing the game and they don't like take it all that seriously. They just see it as a fun thing to do, like as a fun activity. And those are the people that we just really, want to gear everything towards. The difference between casual and veteran is just playtime at the core. Pretty much. Like, yeah, you can kind of say that for pretty much everything. Like, you can say that for piano practice. Like, it pretty much goes universally. Ironically, the statistics sheets helps us drive it to the limits. Yeah, I very much like seeing that. That's been fun. A side effect of me making the usage stat spreadsheet is people actively seeking out underused plans to make them work. Again, love that. Love seeing that. Like, Havana Clinic has so much fun using Lily of Falcon working with PCs. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I think people would like a lot more plants in Reflourished if they just gave them a chance. A lot of people just kind of like try them out once and then they formulate their opinions on them and then never use it again. Which, I can't blame them for. Like, that's just kind of how humans work. Humans make strong, they make strong assertions about something based on their first experiences with it. That's, why first impressions matter and everything. But Penny's challenges have proven to be quite a good way for us to encourage people to, try out things that they might not have before.
This is why I really like to encourage, like, multiple usage sessions of a certain plant, because then you can really get down to the thing that people might be trying to go on about with certain plants.
I mean, the thing is, a lot of it does come down to first impressions, which is why you gotta nail the first impressions. I think we didn't really nail the first impressions on Steam Ages Part 1 plants. They could have been better. I think they're really, really good now. Like, I think pretty much all of the Steam Age Part 1 plants are really good right now. Thing is, most people don't think that because they've had kind of poor first impressions of them back when Reflourished came out or whenever they started playing, and then they just, like, they formulated a certain viewpoint in regards to those plants. Which, again, I don't blame them for. It's, like, not really their fault. It's just kind of how they felt when they used it for the first time. But yeah, it's been a valuable lesson for the future. That's why Steam Ages Part 2 plans came out much better, because we knew, you gotta make a strong first impression with them. So we really focused on that, and we achieved that. Was there any holiday variants that you wanted to add to Holiday Mashup but got scrapped for some reason or another? Now, Summer Nights and stuff didn't get much, so that's just my curiosity striking. It's probably a tale as old as time by this point, but a lot of Holiday Mashup was not like it is in the final version back when we started making it. Holiday Mashup really didn't have a solid plan in the beginning. There were so many holiday variants that eventually we scrapped because, more doesn't always equal better. So, that's why we kind of scrapped a lot of them. And we also scrapped a lot of veteran versions because, like, I know for Summer Nights specifically, there was gonna be a Torchlight variant of S'more Zombie, but that zombie and like a bunch of other veterans, well, not a bunch, a few other veterans also got scrapped because they weren't really necessary, and plus we didn't really want to associate veterans with anything that isn't an expansion, because if we do decide to make a holiday mashup expansion at one point, we do want the ability to then add those veterans. But yeah, it's kind of just like trimming the fat. We also need a new artwork for pretty much all of it, so that's why we also stripped a lot of the fat and threw away a bunch of concepts, because like we didn't want to kill our artists. They already had enough on their plate as it was. So yeah. You can find the list of scrapped items on the wiki. I think it's all documented there. Are you ever surprised about the kinds of decks and plans that people get away with when playing penny challenges, or just beaming because this was a plan all along? The latter. It is the latter. This has all been set in motion. This has all been set in motion by plans long ago. I'm finally able to see the fruits of my labor, and I am enjoying it. Is Fear of Modernity made as an experiment to see how overused strats handle that? I don't think it's that deep. I think it's just plans wanted to make a very difficult level, and that's what they did. So, just kind of came out the way it did. Again, we don't really make Penny's challenges like specific levels with oh, let me see how, I don't know, X strategy is gonna go up against that. Like, sometimes we do it, yes, but a lot of the time we just do it because we like to challenge ourselves, and, you know, that's kind of why we make them. Sometimes, though, for certain Penny's challenges, you'll see what I'm talking about in a few months. For certain ones, we definitely do target certain strategies. But that's all I'll say about that. Another follow-up to this. What specials would you want added as holiday variants? I mean, I would definitely like our original zombies to appear more as holiday variants. We had a few of them appear in... what's the name? The farmer... The farmer
harvest.
Event. The harvest, yeah, the harvest event. That's when we had some of them appear. But I would definitely like seasonal variants of Steam Age Part 2 zombies. I know everyone on the dev team would love a variant of Mechanic, but everyone on the team knows how much pain and suffering Mechanic is to work with in terms of animation. So, as much as we want to do it, we can't really. He's nasty. He's not pleasant to work with. His animations are so complicated. Hold on. The artichoke, was it Bowling Bull? Oh, you guys were asking about something. So I remember seeing someone wanting a complete role rework for Bowling Bull. Yeah, that's a funny one. Yeah, I think that's the one that I was thinking of. It's like someone wanted Bowling Bulb to like act like Eclipse Bowling Bulb or something. Like have limited range, which like, I mean, it's a cool idea. It's just not an idea for Reflourished, right? That if we did that, we would just like completely change the way that the plant is actually used. There's definitely been funnier suggestions than that one, but that one is just like actively missing the point of what we want to do. But hey, again, no shade towards the person who suggested that idea. I'm sure they're a fine individual. I'm just talking about the ideas themselves. You were talking about winter melons, and I finished the sentence with this deck. Oh, Gloomdusk. Gloomdusk is getting killed. You better be ready for it. Gloomdusk is going to be a slaughter. You will see corpses of Dusks and Glooms everywhere.
Death to Dusklover Lamau!
You better be ready for it.
Yeah, I appreciate Shadow Plants, but yeah, Dusklover, it needs to be, like, toned down.
Dusk is gonna get gutted. It's been having it too good for too long.
That I was on the same wavelength of that. I want Apple Border to be used more over Gloom Dusk.
See, a big reason why... Yeah?
It's funny how this is happening, because the first time I discovered this strategy before even mini challenges, I used it in every level and it actually worked, which I got shocked. Well, so I know that this would happen at one time.
Yeah, yeah, no. You don't get to abuse broken planes for long. Not here. Anyway, the reason why
It's just funny how everyone just finally figured out about it now, when it was already existing from a long time ago.
thing is, I didn't discover it right now. I'm pretty sure most of the devs didn't discover it by now. The reason we didn't do anything about it is because we knew lots of people go through Endless by using Dusk, right? And we didn't want to just have those people get stuck on level 175 of modern days Endless. And, like, just having a loadout that they've used before suddenly not work anymore. Because, like, Endless is brutal. You kind of have to have stuff for that. And, you know, besides that, Dusk was also very prominent in Modern Day Part 2. Once again, levels that demanded a powerful plant. And also, Modern Day 50 is also heavily reliant on Dusk being very good. So, you have a lot of these...
My god.
Yeah, you have a lot of things in the game that are kind of built around Dusk being very good, and we still want it to be very good, but not overpowered, right? We tried our best to kind of hamper it in terms of like, oh, it should still be good here and here and here, but it just shouldn't be too good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were trying to keep it just below the threshold of being busted. But Planny's challenges have made it blatantly clear that there's no way of going about this subtly. Dusk is going to have to get gutted. That's just the way it's gonna have to be. I'm sorry, Endless players. I'm sorry, Modern Day Part 2. It's gonna have to be done. Modern Day... Yeah, Modern Day 50 is probably gonna get adjusted for this when we do it, but enjoy it while you can. When I first played PvZ2, what was my least favorite level to play for the first time? Modern Day 30. Definitely Modern Day 30. I remember that one very well. I played it during recess one time, and it did not exactly leave a good impression on me. I was very, very frustrated with it. I mean, skill issue, obviously, but also the level is annoying. It's really annoying.
I think I minded, like, Big Wave Beach when it first came out more, but I think a level that, like, I kind of just really dislike is anything to do with, like, A-OK, not okay, Corral. Like, it just feels boring to me.
To be honest,
that's really about it.
To be honest, most of those are so forgettable that I legitimately forgot they existed. So, like, I didn't have any strong opinions on them.
Yeah, I think it mainly had to do with, like, one of the epic quest ones.
Oh, I mean Electric Current, right? Electric Current.
Yes, Electric Current especially. My god. Ugh. My god, that they I think they were trying to showcase Electric Currents being useful, but they kind of fumbled the bag a bit with it. I don't know.
That's not just with Electric Currents, but Elo as well, because most of the quest doesn't even make you really use it. You can actually win the quest without it.
3 of the levels are literally just like copy and pasted with just like 1 or 2 additional zombies from the adventure.
Yeah, that's PopCap being PopCap, but yeah. When did I first discover PvZ? 2014. And my life has never been the same. All the wasted years. Oh well.
Tragic.
When it comes to
plant
effectiveness in Penny's challenges, there are instances of plants that get highlighted by the circumstances of particular challenges. For example, the Great Deflate has lots of flyers, which gives value to plants like Void Orchid and Hot Date, where they are less likely to be eaten. Yeah, pretty much just that. Exactly what Wilma said. I don't really like how Lily was meant to be a semi-counter to Coal Miner when their aim gets diverted by Coal Imps. Thing is, it wasn't really meant to be a counter. It was kind of nudged into it. Like, okay, basically all of the plans for Steam Ages Part 1 were decided before I even got on board, right? And all of the zombies were decided. And they were like, okay, we have this, we have that. who wants to work on Steam Age Part 1? And then I was like, me, I want to work on Steam Age Part 1. And then they were like, okay, here you go, make something with this. And I was like, okay, I'll try. And then I tried to kind of cobble up, you know, plans countering certain specials, like vanilla counters gentleman, that makes sense, you know, cattail counters the gimmick, because I also thought up of the gimmick. And then I was like, okay, but what do I do with the lily? Well, I guess it's a lobber plant, and it can, you know, skip armor, and these guys have armor, and also require lobbed plants to get to them, so like, let's put it together, like, sure, it's the best I can do. And like, yeah, the cold counters Lily's hard, but like, hey, I was trying, you know, I was doing my best with what I was given.
If anything, I wish for part 1, I wish there was like an intro level that explains coal miner weakness, while showing off how Lily is actually good in some cases.
Thing is,
That's
Lily is kind of good against coal miners, unless they're spammed.
I just wished for like an intro level for it, because it's not like obvious from the finished experience. For me, best.
Isn't there? Hold on, isn't there one? Isn't it like Steam Ages Day 11? Isn't that the intro for Lily, where it like also features coal miners? I don't know. But yeah, basically, coal miners, like, yeah, they had the whole coal imps, and that kind of works against Lily, but I think the coal imps are way too cool to change, so Lily is kind of stuck being the unofficial but also official counter to them. Which I guess, like, hey, give it some credit. Lily does actually kind of work well against them. It just doesn't work well against the coal imps. So you're gonna have to bring something against coal imps, you know? Okay, it is my friend, well, I mean, GG's. I think he said in Creep's video it was 2014. When did you first discover PvZ? Yeah, 2014, yeah. SA specials would be great as holiday variants. Oh yeah, mechanic is a pain. Death to Dust Clobber. Okay, now I've reached that part. It is now a pea shooter, man. I know the dust will be terminated. Yes, you bet. Yeah, what the hell? Dust Clobber outclasses Apple Mortar. Yeah, it does. Unfortunately, I was hoping it wouldn't, but it did. So yeah. Wait, is Mario 50 gonna be ever harder with the nerf now? I don't know. We'll see. I hope it's gonna be at the same difficulty. I do wanna, you know, if we nerf Dust Clobber's like effectiveness, then we will probably nerf the boss a little bit or something.
Point is, we're trying.
Yeah.
Like, as of currently, we're trying.
If the New World Parties teasers happen, would we get a premium plant and the new basics and special reveal just like the vanilla teaser parties? Not really, because that requires an OBB update, and we only do those for big, you know, updates, so probably just the New World Party teasers are gonna happen at the same time the New World actually releases. I think that's how we're gonna do it.
I think the best we can do is like advertise like the premium for the world at best, but new additional plants, yeah, we can't do that without like giving it away of what we're working on.
Yeah, and also like technicalities kind of stop that from being viable, because we would have to push an OBB update just for that, and then a few weeks after push another OBB update just for the new world. So yeah.
Is it also a fear of the leakers, just like Altverse Kitchen Cheese Roller leaked before even Jurassic Marsh was revealed at one point?
I mean, that's what happened with SpongeBob Age back in 2023.
Wait, SpongeBob Age did SpongeBob Age got the same?
Yeah, it got leaked before it actually happened. Thankfully, the leaks didn't spread far.
Insane.
Yeah. For me, it's Big Wave Beach. Just hated that world, and my skill issue was at its peak. Yeah, Big Wave Beach was kind of annoying as a first-time player. What are the plans you wish people use more just to get more data? Thing is, it's not just about the data. I also just like seeing people use like niche plans. I don't know. I just like seeing all plans kind of get usage. But anyway, in terms of which I would wish people use more, definitely Spore Shroom. because like I really like the recent rework that I did for it. I think it's really fun. I think Sporeshroom needs more love. Lily of Alchemy needs more love. Blooming Heart, I think, is also kind of underrated by a lot of people. What else?
Yeah.
I would definitely wish more usage for other cherry variants except cherry and grape shot, but I think that's kind of a little bit of a balancing problem. I think we would have to buff those a little more. We'll see. But yeah, those kinds of plans, just in general. Oh, could this topic about Steam Age Part 1 creation could be part of Tales from Reflourished development? Definitely. I want to make next part of Tales from Reflourished development. Probably make it this summer. Next part is going to be on Holiday Mashup, and I promise I'm going to get to Steam Age Part 2 and Part 1 sometime. Who thought about ideas for new zombies for Steam Ages Part 2? Me! It was me! I am here. It was me. I was the one. The Steam Ages Part 2 zombies have been concepted so long ago. I came up with the ideas back in like 2021, I'm pretty sure.
PeaMix is
I'll go on to
Repair.
I'll go into that topic. Let me just catch up with chat. The main problem with Dusk Gloom is Dusk Gloom is not a problem. Kind of. Like, yes and no. Really, both of them kind of contribute to this toxicity. Dusk mostly, but Gloom is also has a little bit of a part to play. Thing is,
Gloom does make it a bit easier.
Yeah, Gloom doesn't make it Gloom makes it a lot easier than it should be to achieve max potential. So I don't know. Gloom probably isn't gonna get, as nearly effective of changes as Dusk. Like, not effective, but like, you know what I mean. Impactful, that's the word. Gloom's changes are not gonna be as impactful as Dusk, probably. But yeah, I think both of them need some tweaking. Dusk especially. SpongeBob Ages were leaked. Yeah. Sporeshroom reworks makes it a lot of fun. I like the rework. They got him before he escaped. They changed him back. Yeah. Oh, thank Lord. Thank Lord we managed to contain him once again after April Fool's 2024. He nearly broke out of his chains. He did for a little bit, but we were able to contain him again. Lily of Alchemy mentioned, let's go. Trust me, I'm trying to make its user work. Yeah, something PC's revealed. Besides cherry and grape, what other variants of cherry are other? Besides pomegranate. Well, pomegranate and I guess other kind of semi-explosives, but mostly pomegranate.
Does puffball count?
Kind of, like puffball, jalapeno, like those kinds, those kinds of instas. Pomegranate is just not usable. Yeah, that's a shame. I would really like to see more pomegranate usage. I think it's gonna happen once we buff it a little bit. Besides cherry and grape, what other variants of cherry are... Yeah, I mean, Primal Potato is kind of an honorary variant of cherry. It's not really straight up, but yeah.
It has like the same recharge as Cherry Bomb originally, and then the arming time basically rounds it out to what it is now. Kind of,
yeah. I get not many people like Primal Potato's change in Flourish, but it was like it. Trust me, I tried to balance it around the 5-second arm time, but like at that point, why even have the arm time? Like it basically like doesn't force you to play it any differently than Cherry Bomb. Basically, just plant it like one tile away from the zombie where you want to have the explosion, and that's it.
What about Explode or Not? Isn't that thing is like the most powerful explosion plans?
Thing is,
you can literally just
he takes a while to explode. It doesn't, happen instantly. He has to actually get eaten to explode. And his damage was balanced around not being able to, kill Gargs or kill most things that instantly crush it, so you can't really rely on it as an insta-explosive. This was the trend across every PC I've recorded so far. The most times Bomba was used was 1. Yeah, that's tragic. Bomba needs some love. We're gonna give Bomba some love. We really ought to. Alright, back to what I was saying. So, is that cherry variant sensor you have? Yeah. Okay, back to what I was saying. Ideas for zombies for Steam Ages Part 2. One of my initial conditions on working on Reflourished, back when it was Holiday Mashup 2, was, and I told AB this, if I'm gonna be working on this, I want my ideas in. And he was like, alright, sure, what do you have? And because I already worked in PvZ2 modding before, a little bit, like I was dabbling in it back in 2016, I already knew that you had to make new zombies off of existing zombies. So the first zombie that I ever suggested was Inventor. Inventor was the first one. I was like, alright, we don't have a tanky flyer, take a balloon zombie, make it a steampunk balloon, and make it tanky and make it slow. That was the first one. And right from the beginning, I wanted Inventor to be like that one zombie from the PvZ calendar. I don't know exactly how it's called. It's like that one old-timey guy. That's the version of Inventor that I envisioned. However, the idea wasn't actually concepted visually for a long time. So basically, the idea started getting work done on it at the beginning of Steam Ages Part 2 development. And we were concepting a bunch of sketches. One of the sketches was exactly how I envisioned him, just like being that old-timey guy. But to my dismay, he did not win. And so we went with the design that we went with in the end, which is a shame, because I really wanted to see that calendar guy in-game. But, hey, the choice was taken away from me. I am definitely not salty about that. Alright, hold on, because I'm getting asked questions about the PvZ calendar. Let me find the image, if I can find it. So it was like, oh, there it is, immediately found it. Right, okay. So let me just link it to you guys. An image in new tab. So, alright, the zombie on the left, that was my initial, like, vision for Inventor. Yeah. I wanted Inventor to look like that. Like the zombie on the left. I'm pretty sure this calendar was made before Lost City, so technically Turquoise Skull looks like him. I just thought he fit perfectly in Steam Ages. But, yeah. The rest of the dev team thought, yawn, let's have a woman instead. I even set him up in Balloon Imps. I even set him up in Balloon Imps' almanac description. I was like, oh, his grandpa also was on a balloon in, like, the Industrial Revolution or something. And then the team decided, no, actually, let's go with a female inventor. And then I had to retcon it to be the husband of Inventor instead of just Inventor. So yeah.
It would be very funny if an epic round of Steam Ages happens and we see the husband as an enemy at one point.
Yeah. By the way, it's canon. I declare it canon that the husband of Inventor is that guy from the calendar. That's her husband.
It'd be funny if we see him return in an epic round.
He should return. I don't care. I want to see him in the game. Congrats to Inventor for transitioning. No. Inventor didn't transition. That's her husband. That's her husband. And I bet if we ever make... Oh, now I got an idea. If we ever make a veteran Inventor, it's gonna be her husband.
That would be so cool. I am down for that.
That would be very funny. A veteran of a vet. No, Inventor isn't a veteran. Do you think the OG Inventor balloon was so good that he flied to the moon? Maybe. And you all wouldn't have to make a vet mechanic. True. Very true.
It's basically the same zombie, but it moves at the normal speed of a balloon zombie.
Yeah. Vet Furnace would just have like a nuclear bomb strapped to him.
Oh my god. Bro just has like a missile strapped to him.
Yeah, 5x5 wipe. Alright, before I go to the favorite mini-boss question, let me just address the other ideas for Steam Age Part 2. I wanted Mechanic and Clockwork in for so long, you guys don't even know. I had to be so patient. I knew immediately with Mechanic and Clockwork, I knew I wanted zombies that are just not even zombies. They're just like a bunch of scrap metal and engines strapped together to vaguely resemble a zombie. Like, that was my initial concept, and I'm so glad it got executed well. And initially, let me tell you this, not many people know this, but the initial idea for Mechanic is not what Mechanic is right now. Right now, Mechanic is, you know, the goober that you all know and love. But initially, I was thinking a Mechanic would be a bully, and he would be a bully type that spawns Clockworks like Cleopatra. Like, I was thinking he would walk into the battlefield and spawn them. Yeah. Keep in mind, this is before all of the Mechanic that you know and love has been actually done. So, we didn't even know the Clockwork, you know, health or the health or speed stats or anything. So the idea just was he was a zombie that summons robot zombies. That's it. And eventually,
you make me imagine him just holding a hammer, then smashing the ground, and suddenly the ground just becomes clockworks for no reason.
Kinda, yeah. Another idea was basically to have him just like spawn Clockworks directly on top of himself, like every few seconds. Like, that was another idea. Eventually, we got to the idea that he would be a stationary zombie in the back, kind of making them with a machine. Why the hell are the Clockwork zombies puffer shit? I almost said puffer shit. Puffer fish. Zombies puffer fish. Ever since the beginning, I wanted Clockwork zombies to have a dark secret about them. I wanted their faceplate to kind of conceal something dark and spooky about their real existence. And we concepted a bunch of ideas for what the faceplate could actually be hiding. We ended up settling for pufferfish because pufferfish are funny, and because once you realize that their heads are actually pufferfish, you have more questions than answers. Because, like, instead of understanding, like, oh, so that's what they are, you're like, okay, well, this didn't answer anything, and now I have even more questions about how this thing even operates. And it's never gonna be revealed. They just are. That's just how they are. That's just how they're like.
It's like foreshadowing.
It's a robot, like, control with the mind of a fish.
It reminds me of Dr. Eggman robots, which they are kind of same, except for one thing, that is the animals on the robots aren't evil. However, the Clockwork zombies are actually evil, because the fishes on them are evil, from what I understand from the text-to-speech.
Well,
voice.
That's kind of a debatable, because, like, based on their voice lines, they said, like, I walk and talk like zombie, and they also say, like, fishy, fishy, swimmy, swimmy. I don't think the pufferfish even realize, like, what they're even doing. I don't think they even know they're inside of a Clockwork bot. I don't even know how it works. It just somehow works. For some reason, the pufferfish are part of it, and nobody knows why. I don't think even a mechanic knows. He's just like, I'm doing my job, I'm making them.
The funniest part about that is the fact that the fishes can actually speak fluent English even with a text-to-speech.
Yeah,
it's
like,
funnier that they can.
That's another thing. Like, how are they even able to speak? Like, what are these? Why are these like this? That's why I love it so much. That's why I love the pufferfish twist so much, because, like, what?
They're strange creatures for sure.
Another inspiration for the dark secret of Clockworks was, you know how there's like several blink and you miss it jokes in PvZ2, where it's kind of like implied that there's some stuff that really shouldn't be there. Like, when you electrocute a Gargantuar, you briefly see that it has a skeleton of, like, a lizard in him. Like, stuff like that.
Or when you electrify Dodo, you see...
Yeah, Dodo single bone. Or, like, when you electrocute Balloon Zombie and you see the skeleton of, like, a monkey on a bicycle in his balloon. It's stuff like that. It's basically stuff like that. The Clockwork Zombies are just like that. They just have a pufferfish in them. Wait, don't zombies canonically speak like in Zombies on Your Lawn song? Who knows the canonicity of that in Reflourished at this point? Like, I don't know. Another one. Okay, last one. Okay, Furnace was confirmed since the start, right? We already knew. Even before making part 1, we knew Furnace is gonna come in part 2. As for the other special, Repair Imp, he came very late into development, and he wasn't even intended to be a zombie for Reflourished. He was gonna be for Slimeku's mod, but eventually she decided to lend the zombie to us because she didn't know how to utilize him. Or I guess she didn't want to, I don't remember. But eventually came up with the idea that his machine heals other machines, which was very fun to do. And Repair Imp's original design wasn't actually with healing in mind. That the repair station, the thing wasn't meant to heal. Back when Slimeku commissioned him to get made, she wanted him to drop a great item that shoots electricity, but I don't think that would have fit very well with our Steam Ages plans, so we kind of tried out different ideas and we landed on hey, let's make his station actually repair stuff. I forgot this was happening. Hi, PeaMix. Hello, SpongeBob. Wait, PeaMix, I have a crazy question. Repair Imp doesn't get much love. Yeah, he should get more love. He does in Penny Shiners. He's awesome there. True.
So my crazy question is that, you know how Zomboss have a plan of like making a holiday world, which is the holiday mashup?
Yeah.
I just wondered if that ended and now we are in Steam Ages. What is his country plan? Does he like have a plan, or he's just doing some random things? Does he have a direction of a new end game or nothing?
Oh, he definitely has plans. He very much so has plans, but none of you have caught on to them yet. None of you.
I just wondered that because I noticed that you keep hinting out to how you love Zomboss so much. So I wondered if you had a plan for another end game after Holiday.
Oh, there is going to be an end game, trust me. But that's gonna be a long way down the road. However, there are
10 years or something.
There are but there are there are breadcrumbs planted even now. If you analyze some of the stuff he says, you're gonna catch on that he is planning something. Holiday Mashup is definitely not like his end game. He has something else in mind, and now he's very angry because you ruined his holiday.
I noticed him from the fact that he talks about how without him Steam Ages wouldn't have reflourished for the zombies or something like that. So I was wondering if he was like turning a timeline or upgrading some stuff in some previous timelines for a new end game plan.
He's doing something. I'm not gonna say what, obviously, not for a long time, but he is doing something. It's very cryptic right now, but you can make theories on what that is. He is very smart. He's not just going around randomly for no reason. Even Penny and Dave don't even know. Penny nor Dave have caught on. They will eventually. Eventually.
So this means we might get some hints to it in the future worlds.
Even in the next world, you're gonna get more hints. I can tell you this for sure. The next world is gonna reveal more of what Zomboss is actually planning.
That world's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah, there's gonna be a storyline for the rest of Reflourished, definitely. Trust me on that. One hint is that he has much bigger fish to fry. Yeah, that's what he said at the end of Hollows. And that's true. He has much more important stuff to do down the line. Let's breach PopCap's office tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Yeah, sure. Large Clockwork. New mini-boss idea? Ayo.
Oh my god, a large Clockwork? They have gone haywire. Something was perfected a bit too much.
What plant would you like? Would you have liked to add but couldn't because of hardcode? I mean, there's a bunch of ideas I had that couldn't be done because of hardcode. Initially, Maypop couldn't get done because of my hardcode. Maypop was gonna be a starfruit variant, but honestly, I'm glad that that couldn't get made because current Maypop is way more interesting than that. Anyway, I skipped one question. Let me just return to it. Where is it? Someone asked something, I remember. Yeah, favorite mini-boss. I Hate Orphans has asked. Favorite mini-boss. Definitely Zombert. I love Zombert so much. He's so funny. I am so glad that my idea of directly insulting the player could actually get into the game. I don't know if you guys realize, but the dialogue before Zombert's boss fight directly insults you as a player.
I know. Yeah. I guess if I had to also answer this, I think I unironically like Z-Mech as a boss. Yeah, sure, it's basically previous content from PvZ2, but like, this dude can summon zombies, he fires missiles, he's like just a unit. And not just something that like walks forward. You actually gotta take him out. And also deal with the zombies at the same time.
Someone said the Gargantuar Clockwork. Someone drew artwork of a Gargantuar Clockwork, and it goes so hard. It goes really hard. Shout out to that artist. I wish I knew the username, but I can't go look for it right now. Anyway, shout out to them, you know who you are.
I could find it. I think I know.
There it is!
Oh, yeah.
Wait, there it is!
What is it? What's the name? Oh, there it is. Okay, can someone forward who the artist is? I want to just shout him out in the video. It's made by Leo. Leo the Proto 5. Shout out to that person because this is amazing. This is so well done. I love the imp operating him. That's so good. This makes me wish we could add stuff like this to the game, but I just know that would be so much work. And probably
the animation work on that would kill someone.
It would kill someone, but it's so cool. Maybe one day. Maybe there's hope. If large Clockwork becomes real, I propose the name Grandfather Clockwork.
They implement a way for zombies to use, like, plant food, like maybe brain food, and then that's what happens here?
You know, there's an idea I had when I saw that image. I was like, what if Veteran Mechanic just walks into the lawn with, like, I don't know, a golden machine. And then the golden machine starts to spawn a Clockwork, presumably, and then it immediately explodes because the Clockwork Gargantuar, like, arises from it and breaks it. And that's the Veteran Mechanic. He just walks in to spawn the Garg.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
That would be very funny, but that would also be very tough to animate. Like, just imagine you see it for the first time, like, oh no, what kind of Clockwork zombies is this gonna spawn? And then it just immediately gets destroyed as it spawns a Garg.
Like, I think the only way that we'd make that work is, like, the Clockwork zombie then just, like, walks up, tries to look natural, and then, like, the Garg, like, crushes it, pretty much, by coming from the sky.
No. I was thinking he would literally, like, emerge from the machine. But because the machine is smaller than the Garg, he would destroy it on his way out. Like, he would literally break out of it.
This sounds like a mini boss instead of a variant zombie.
Yeah, true. If we do actually make a mini boss that's like a Garg Clockwork, that's gonna be his intro. a mechanic walks in to spawn him, and then as he gets spawned, he emerges from the machine, and because he's too big, he just like destroys it.
Yeah, this would be a perfect idea for like, what is it, a mini boss for like, say, a Steam Ages epic realm.
Oh yeah, Steam Ages Epic Realm having a mini boss that's like the Garg. It's like Clockwork Gargantuar. That would be so good. I'm sure if any of the other developers like AB or a Bossinator or something like that were watching this right now, they hate me for saying this. They loathe me for saying this because they're like, don't you dare make us do that. Okay, anyway, back to questions. Oh, I missed so much. Anywho, time for me to head out. Alright, goodbye, Zach the Kaiju. What change would you make to PvZ2's UI if hardcode wasn't a limitation? Like, number one priority. Make the choose your seed screen have a flag zombie with the number of waves of the level on the flag. Immediately, first thing. That would be the first thing I want.
Insanity players would be eating on that change, yes.
That would be so useful. Just automatically have a flag zombie that has like the number of waves on his flag. Like, that would be so good. Hello, War Incarnate. I'm sorry. You walked in on a dev QnA.
This is being recorded.
Yes, you are now live.
Unannounced that QnA, you didn't tell us about this.
I did not.
Hey,
this is a surprise.
TV.
Yeah, say hello to your relatives, I guess.
A television.
I think Magnet Shroom... Wait, okay, I missed a little bit. Oh, this is so fast, I can't keep up. When you forgot the L in Grandfather Clockwork Gargantuar, no, don't do that. Zomboss doesn't like player. Okay, but to be completely honest, I genuinely like Multiplicity, despite it being such a B word to balance. Yeah, I really like Multiplicity as well. I think it's really funny. Really funny going into it for the first time and then dying. Yeah, it catches everyone off guard. It's so good. It's only me, but I like the idea of Cardio Zombie fitting in either Summer Nights or Backyard Bowl. Maybe. That's what I will say. Maybe. Is that a minigun hand? Yes, it very much is. It's so good. Dark Prime, but he's a straightforward flamethrower. Yeah. Oh man, the more I read about this Garg, the more I want him as a mini boss. I think Magnet Shroom. Oh, I also skipped. Okay, David, I'm going to shoot you. No more brains. I think Magnet Shroom should just stun him because taking off his head is overkill. Yeah, he would just Magnet would probably just like take off armor or something. That artwork is also that artwork is OP. Yeah, shout out to this user for Multiplicity fan art. Very cool. And Mechanic has a exclamation mark expression and just runs away. Yeah, perfect. Steam Ages Epic Realm with electricity. Oh, sweet. Man-made horrors beyond my comprehension. I can't do a Peter Griffin at this hour. Where did the idea of the Epic Realms come from? Essentially, we just wanted a way to make mini worlds, and we kind of took cues from what PvZ2 China was doing, so that's kind of how that came about. We would have an actual strike in the dev team. About what? I have read this way out of context. Clockwork Garg.
I think he's referring to the fact that speaking about the Gargantuar mini boss. You know.
Yeah.
We speak about.
Oh man, I hope I don't create a civil war in the dev server by doing this, where it's like people who want Clockwork Garg versus people who don't want to make him. We'll see. What did they want? Oh, artists. Make the Clockwork Garg. You will be paid 100% more.
Yeah, PeaMix only gets paid in peanuts, so he will only get like 2 extra bags of peanuts for making it.
You get peanut seeds. You get peanut seeds from pinatas. rework and free my boy Heath Seeker. Man did very much wrong. He did a lot wrong. Don't you dare say he did nothing wrong. He has committed various atrocities.
Wow, it's really that bad?
Oh, yeah, they still haven't caught him. He's a wanted man.
He's a wanted man.
Did PeaMix also come up with the name Brain Drain Factory? Yes, I did. Initially, we were gonna name it Ye Old Factory, spelled like this. Ye Old Factory. This was the initial name. But soon after that, we realized that sounds more like Dark Ages than it does Steam Ages. So we wanted to have a different name, and then got changed. Then I kind of came up with Brain Drain Factory, which I think is a nice name.
It rolls off the tongue nicely.
Yeah, that's what we were aiming for, something that rolls off the tongue. And I also think Brain Drain is a funny visual, because drain is like, you have sewers in Steam Ages. That's where stuff is being drained from, and you just the idea of the zombies draining your brains, through like steel pipes or something, is funny. What is your favorite joke you added in Reflourished? Definitely. Oh, it's a close call. It's either the Zombert one where it makes fun of the player, or the one where Zomboss gets assaulted by critters. Both of those are really funny.
Yeah, the critter one was absolutely hilarious. It's like, bro was trying to avoid fate, and it still came to him.
It's the only time he canonically swore.
Does anyone know like what Master Oogway says at like the start of Kung Fu Panda regarding like trying to avoid fate? He often has one with destiny.
Like, yeah, it's like that. One often meets his destiny on his path to avoid it. I think it's something like that.
Yes.
Also, who comes up with names of Penny's challenges? I know you made Up and Down Chicanery, which was most of the time it's people who make it. Like, if you make a Penny's challenge, you get to name it. But sometimes you have people asking for names. Like, Slimaku was making that level, and she asked me, "Oh, do you have a good name for this?" And I just looked at the layout, and I was like, "Up and Down Chicanery," and that's how it came to be.
If I may speak on that, sometimes some of the names are also references, like the one challenge I made, which was Fear of Modernity, that's referencing a line from Dr. Zomboss during the modern day expansion.
Yeah. Also, brain drain is also an issue in third world countries. This joke has layers. I'm glad someone caught on to that. Yeah, brain drain also has the second meaning of, zombies that are smart going away from there because it's a factory. They don't want to work there. So yeah, it has a bunch of layers to it. It's like an onion. My favorite joke is in which zombies almanac entry. I don't even remember which one that is. Like, I don't remember what it says. So how is Steam Ages planned? Unfortunately, I don't have like. I mean, it was kind of like, we had a few zombies we wanted to make from the beginning. We had a gimmick, and we kind of went from there. We just kind of made it as we went along. We planned out the levels and then made it and tweaked it and adjusted stuff as we went along. Reflourished. Don't bully. Do not bully. Do not bully him. Them, sorry. So how was Steam Ages? Yeah, I will make a video about the development of Part 1 and Part 2 of Steam Ages. Probably a separate videos. We'll see. Like a separate video for Part 1 and for Part 2. Favorite joke is probably Bandit's Almanac entry. Again, I think I wrote that one, but I don't even remember what I wrote. I think
I'm seeing some talk about like like Plants 10,000 has like a weird mic. Hey Plants, say something funny.
Shut up.
I did not name Close Encounters as an Outwards reference. No suing allowed. Very true. So how is Battery RAM named? Again, I'm pretty sure Snap made the level and just named it battery ram because zombies are trying to ram into your defense and battery because, you know, mechs. It also drained, like, the basic zombies work 24/7 and they're draining their energy. Yeah, I guess. There's a lot of interpretations for the name. My favorite joke... Oh, it's Jacob! Yeah, I forgot! I didn't write the Jacob one, but now I remember. Yeah, so I don't remember who wrote it, but whoever did... I think it was Whatevs. Whatevs cooked with the Jacob reference. The birth of... That was not the birth of Jacob, by the way. Jacob is a long-standing figure even before that. That was merely a tribute to his longevity. How do you meet a PvZ fan? Long ago. Probably like, I don't know, 2016, something like that. I don't remember exactly how I met him. I do remember that he was doing his PvZ2 music rips and Garden Warfare music rips, and also was doing some PvZ2 modding at the time. I think he helped me a little bit on my 20s mod, which went nowhere, but I think maybe that kind of was how we met. I don't know. I think I also met him through like a mutual friend. I don't exactly remember who, but most of the people that I'm very close with in the PvZ community, I've met at around that time period, like 2016, mid 2016, somewhere like there. And I only met them because I was doing custom worlds on YouTube. Like, I remember someone reaching out to me, and then I met them. Then I met like other people in the community. That's kind of how I got started. Is there a pattern on which world gets an epic realm? Is it based on worlds that aren't very liked by the people, as Frostbite Caves was the first to get one, or is it just randomly picked? A lot of that... Okay, there's a lot of wrong with that question. So, okay. First of all, Frostbite Caves not being very liked by the people... I mean, maybe? I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like the Icewind gimmick, but...
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's not liked.
I personally don't like Frostbite Caves mechanics, but like it is an easy world when it comes to vanilla content. So like I think that's the main draw.
Yeah, I don't think it's very like disliked. I think people just don't like the gimmick. Anyway, no, that's not why it got picked. It was picked because China was doing Frostbite Cave stuff, and we wanted that Frostbite Cave stuff. That's why we did it. Okay. Is there a pattern? No, not really. It's basically just what we want. Like, we wanted to do the Frostbite Caves one because of what China was doing, and if China does another one, we'll probably also do our version of it. And for others, we'll just make our own original. What's exactly premium quests, by the way? Premium quests are basically gonna be like epic realms, but not as, like, extensive. Imagine, like, I don't know, one world. So not everything's gonna get the Hollows treatment, probably. Like, some worlds are not gonna get a new lawn. They're just gonna get new zombies. They're not gonna get new mini-bosses. So premium quests are basically gonna be, like, mini epic realms. And epic realms already are kind of like mini-worlds. So it's a mini world. Premium quests are gonna be a mini world. With like a few new zombies.
So it's like a mini.
So that's why they don't use the new Zomboss dialogue theme. The one that was used on Steam Ages.
Can you ask that again? I didn't quite understand.
So that's why they didn't use the Zomboss intro. That's down from Steam Ages.
Oh wait, do you mean the one that's like in line with other Zomboss intros, or like the original one?
Zomboss intros from Steam Ages.
Yeah, I made that one.
Oh, speaking of epic realms, what started the idea of epic realms?
Well, really, we just kind of like wanted to make mini worlds without, you know, we wanted to have a place where we could just like do ideas that aren't quite enough to be their own worlds, but we still wanted to dabble in them. So epic realms are kind of for that. So it's stuff that we want to do, but it doesn't really have enough potential to be a full-on world.
So that's why
Oh, go ahead.
so that's why they have Chief Ice Wind, which Slimaku would like to add on Frostbite Caves expansion.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, pretty much. So yeah, they're also kind of like another expansion technically. Although premium quests can also be like another expansion. Like the difference between premium quests and epic realms is mostly epic realms are gonna get like bosses, mini bosses, new lawns, maybe new music, who knows? And like premium quests are always just gonna get like a few new zombies and that's it. Like, you know.
Like, well, the
So are like premium quests are like for mods that already are good enough and don't need much contact, but it adds up some contact for it without making it big.
Yeah, like not every single world is gonna get like, I don't know, 5 or 6 new specials and 20 levels and a mini boss and a boss fight. Like some worlds are just gonna get like 10 new levels, maybe 1 or 2 new specials, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, about the Hypothermic Hollows mini bosses, are they inspired from the 2C, you know, the elites where
Yeah,
they're stupidly
they are.
powerful?
I mean, basically, like, the reason we even made it is because China was doing their own thing, you know, and
It's basically a balanced version of the Plants vs Zombies 2 China elites.
Kinda. But we didn't really wanted to lean into the elite part. We wanted to kind of take them and then do our own thing with it. So it's kind of like what we did for Steam Ages. We took the ideas that China had and we just kind of like did our own little spin on them.
All right.
I wonder who was the one behind the idea of making the chief helps you, or like the storyline of that.
I came up with the storyline. It was me once again. Listen. If there is a storyline in Reflourished, chances are I wrote it because I really like to write storylines.
Does this include the fight mechanic? No, not just the elite fight, but I mean the Zomboss fight. You know,
yes.
The mechanic where you have to get the chief to kill you.
Yeah. It like, okay, here's the thing. First off, I was thinking, okay, let me tell you a short story about Hypothermic Hollows development. A very short one. This isn't quite tales of Reflourished development materials, but it's like a nice little story. Essentially, we were kind of debating, what are we going to do for the final level of Hypothermic Hollows? I was very much adamant that we should not involve Zomboss. I was like, you know what? We already made this world be all about how these Frostbite Caves zombies have evolved on their own. They have a new leader. You go up against the evolved versions of the veterans, you know. Not of the veterans, of like the specials. Everything has evolved, right? You come back there years...
for the Troglodytes.
Yeah, you come back there years after you've been there last time. And things have just evolved. They have this big, scary new leader. And I was like, okay, if you're gonna fight him on day 12, then let's have a rematch against him on day 20. And I was very adamant about it. I wanted that to be a rematch. I didn't want it to be against Zomboss. I was like, it would be much more thematically cohesive if you had to rematch him. Because, like, he's now the new leader of them. Like, this isn't Zomboss's story. I was thinking, you know, it would be kind of tired to include Zomboss in a storyline again as the main villain. Let's try to make, you know, our own villains. Let's try to have this guy be, like, a new bad guy. You know, obviously not on the same level as Zomboss, but, like, something new. So, like, once you beat him, then we can emphasize how strong he is by, like, him going up against you a second time. Like, you know, you still haven't finished him off or something like that. But Slimaku, who was the main dev of the Hypothermic Hollows epic realm, really wanted Zomboss because she was like, but he's kind of like not enough in terms of a rematch. Like, you can't do much with him the second time that you haven't done with him the first time. And I was arguing, like, technically, yes, you can add new objectives, you can add this and that, but we disagreed there a lot. And eventually, Slimaku said, like, no, we're doing Zomboss. And I was like, okay, well, how do I incorporate Zomboss into the story now? And I didn't know what to do. And at one point, I was like, you know what? I think it would be good if we could somehow incorporate the mini-boss into the Zomboss fight. And then I suggested a few ideas. I was like, alright, we could have him hypnotized and fight on your side, or we could have, I don't know, him fighting alongside Zomboss, or I don't know, he could be spawned by like, I don't know, I was just suggesting stuff. And then, as I suggested, he could be fighting alongside you, then Slimaku was like, okay, yeah, that can easily be done. Like, I can do that, no problem. And I was like, okay, finally, I have something to work with for the storyline. And then I came up with the whole storyline of him leading a tribe that's separated from Zomboss. Now Zomboss returned. He's angry that they separated. He wants them back. And then this guy wants to protect his people. So once you fight him the first time, he realizes, like, that you and him have the same enemy. And then he teams up with you in the fight. So that's kind of how that went.
Yeah, someone just showed that to me.
Because I never saw. It's such an amazing idea because I never thought I would see something like zombies teaming up with you. And it's especially good that you did it for Frostbite Cave because that Zomboss is exactly perfect for that. Because he doesn't move around or anything. So that makes him perfect for this.
Yeah, it really came together nicely. I am very happy with it. And I think the storyline is also really cool. Because, like, as you said, it's not something that's been done before, really.
That explains why Penny said 66%.
66% of what?
The zombies betraying according to that dialogue.
Yeah. So, again, once Zomboss comes back to Frostbite Caves, but, you know, now it's Hypothermic Hollows, once he returns, he sees, like, oh, the zombies that I left here are now, you know, not under my control anymore. Like, I want to take back control of them. They're my zombies. And then, you know, the tribe kind of splits. There's a part of the tribe that goes back to Zomboss. There's a part of the tribe that wants to remain independent. And then Dave and Penny are just kind of there in the middle of a civil war.
Oh, speaking of
And they get
epic
recruited
realms,
from the rebels.
would there be more mini bosses at future epic realms?
Yes, definitely. Epic Realms will have mini bosses. Okay, now let me...
more mini boss teams.
Yes, there will be. I will be making more. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, back to the questions that I wasn't yet able to address. Is there a pattern on which world gets... Okay, that spent a lot of time answering that one. Jacob reference, what's the next plan now that Steam Ages is finished? Next plan is the next world. Can't tell you what it is, but it's gonna be the next world, and it's gonna continue the storyline.
That sucks because someone wanted us to spill some hints about it.
I can't exactly. If I spill any hint, I feel like everyone's gonna know what it is. So I'm just not gonna tell you anything.
So obvious.
It's gonna make it very obvious if I say anything. So shush. Nope. Nothing.
Not just only obvious, but you will trigger a civil war against you if you do.
Yeah, probably.
So we'll figure it out when the Death Diary Part 1 runs.
Now we're getting into the deep questions. Me like, they are working on New World as of now. Can anyone spill some hints about the world? Yeah, just said. Nope, I'm keeping my mouth zipped. I don't like Frostbite, but it's a real good world. 2C had influence in it. Yummy yum, existing assets, true. This is how all of our artists and animators go whenever they hear that we're gonna adapt something from 2C. Whenever we say, oh, we're gonna adapt from China, they're like, yummy yum, existing assets, me likey. That's all of them. That's our artists and animators.
I mean, it's a relief for them, so they don't have to make real mechanic too.
Basically, whatever 2C has, it will get ported. Yeah, most likely. Make a world and an epic realm, then release them in the same update. Maybe that sounds very, so very tough to do, because then you kind of have to make two worlds at the same time. So an expansion.
Release date in the next year.
Yeah, release date in 5 years. We're gonna add 5 new epic realms and a new world.
Hopefully, it was worth the wait.
This
Did
might
everyone-
be the next community dash.
Did everyone pooping on CD10 basically convert the multiplicity just a massive don't touch button? Listen, as the guy who made the original multiplicity boss fight, I did not approve of Children's Day 10. I didn't know Children's Day 10 was gonna feature multiplicity, and I certainly didn't know that it would be a locked and loaded level. If I did, I don't think I would have let it pass. Just saying. In my opinion,
It should have been.
multiplicity.
Should have been a choose your seed level, honestly. From how
Like,
hard it is.
I just personally think that that level needed harsher playtesting. I don't think it should have gotten the free passes that it got. But anyway, yeah, multiplicity is like, if you're gonna use it, make very sure that you use him in a way that doesn't make casuals want to throw their phone, please. Thank you. We are making this for casuals. Please do not have multiplicity ruin their day. I'm kind of angry, if you can't tell. I'm angry at Jay a little bit. Because, like, dude, you can't just throw in multiplicity like that. Come on. I didn't even play the level. I don't even know what the level is like. I just read all of the angry reviews, and I'm like, damn. Like, why was multiplicity featured like that? Like, I mean, I guess I can kind of see the vision, but I am the one who came up with multiplicity, right? I came up with him alongside Aaron. Aaron was also the one who pitched an idea for a multiplication zombie, and I was like, all right, let's make a multiplication zombie that's like a mini boss that's like multiplicity, right? So both of us kind of had a hand in it, and yeah, this is definitely not how he's meant to be used in levels. Like, the only reason that I think he works as well as he does was because I made The Last Stand so incredibly, like, anti-multiplicity, if that makes sense. Because, like, you have char guards, you have time warp pre-selected, you have spring beans, like, you know, the level's already kind of telling you what you need to do.
Are you gonna smash
Yeah, like
it
multiplicity
with
is a
PvZ?
zombie that you have to build the entire level around.
Exactly, yeah, you can't just throw him in, no, you gotta make the entire level around him.
Now are
And
you gonna
if you
smash
just throw it,
Jit with
And
QBs?
Citron, you're just gonna ask. You're just asking for people to bring. You're just forcing people to bring Citron if you don't ban Citron in a level with
Yeah.
multiplicity.
I mean, I get why it was a locked and loaded, right? So that he didn't have to manually ban everything, but, like, there's still a way that you could have done, like, something where you, I don't know, provided, like, at least provide imitated time warp. Like, you know, I don't know if it was provided. I know one time warp was provided, but was it imitated?
So when's the Penny's challenge for it?
Oh god, the multiplicity pennies challenge. Oh, don't give me ideas. Don't give me ideas.
Can you imagine a mini challenge where it was literally just a boss rush between the mini bosses?
I'm making that. You shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna make that.
Oh, baby.
Oh no.
I did a similar idea before.
You've cursed all of us.
I did a similar idea.
Finally, I wanted a challenge like that.
Where it was basically a 7 flag level with every single holiday mashup mini boss. Flag 1 you had an infinity. Flag 2 you had the cake tape. All the 5 slam rocks at the end of holiday mashup 18. I put those at the 3rd flag. PeaMix at the 4th flag. Brainstorm at 5th flag. The multiplicity at 6th flag. Then threw every mini boss at you at the same time for the final flag.
Penny's challenge. Penny's challenge. Festive reminiscence.
That's the reminiscence, or like holiday havoc, or something like that.
Or are there 10 trillion people in VC because it's a dev QnA? Carney imp splits are annoying enough. Yeah, 50 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what multiplicity is. It's kind of funny, though. Universe
I
Collides
think
is
that's one of those.
Universe Collides is basically a premium quest before it existed. Yeah, kind of, I guess. Where does Chief Hellstorm get a mini-boss version and a normal version specifically? Honestly, I wanted him to only be a mini-boss, but Slimeku made a veteran version of Chief Icewind, so Chief Hailstorm
And,
also
well,
got
it
a
made-
normal version.
If
And it
only
kinda
he
makes
got,
sense
like,
with the
if
story.
only he got like a different
Yeah,
design, like
I came up
mini
with the
boss.
story reason. Like, I came up with a story reason for why there are normal versions of Hailstorm. And the story
Yeah.
reason is kind of funny. It's because Zomboss is trying to replicate the success that he had. So he's just, like, he's just trying to make his own versions.
I would have liked it if you like give his chains like golden chains for the mini boss to make him distinct. Like his chains. be
Listen,
gold, while the
me
others
too.
are gold.
Me too. But artists and animators have it hard enough, right? It's the kind of thing of like, yeah, it would be neat, but the reality is we have an entire new world that we are also producing, and we would rather have animators and artists focus on that. Chief Hailstorm is our... Yeah?
That's something that you did. Is a little touch-up.
Even a little touch-up needs a lot of animation work, trust me. It's not as simple as just changing a sprite sheet. Unfortunately. If an Egypt Epic Realm comes out and there's no Cleopatra mini-boss, I'm gonna scream. We'll see. We'll see. Chief Hailstorm...
That could be cool to see.
Chief Hailstorm is our best bud. True. I like the fact that now, because of Hypothermic Hollows, we can include Chief Hailstorm like as an ally in future levels, because he canonically didn't die. Imagine like you just call up Chief Hailstorm from Hypothermic Hollows. Hey, can you give us a hand? That's so awesome.
Maybe that could be some kind of like maybe an infernal big speech one. You get extra hailstorm and a helper for a level.
Penny's challenge.
Really hot.
Penny's challenge. A helping hand.
Helping hand. Maybe that could.
Can't wait for the not okay corral PC.
Oh, that's never happening. There's
Sorry.
never gonna be one. Almost a Dave unite together to fight an even larger enemy. Interesting. Are timed event and stuff canon to Reflourished lore? Yeah, timed event and stuff are all canon. What did I walk into? It's a dev QnA.
Did you just imply that that SpongeBob is also canon?
SpongeBob exists outside the realms of canon. He is between reality and fiction. He exists in his own layer of existence.
No one
He controls
wonder why
his
he
own
has
canon.
made him up, so he doesn't appear in the true story.
He is something. He literally has plot altering powers.
Oh yeah, so he's basically Flumpty.
Yeah, exactly. Like plot just doesn't plot doesn't like
Hot.
yeah, it doesn't apply to him whatsoever. He just does whatever he wants. That's why he needs to be contained. He cannot break out. It will be catastrophe if he breaks out.
Oh, that could be a fun idea for a Lana Doom themed epic realm, and with a Flumpty.
Not probably never gonna go that far. Listen, I like referencing stuff, but we cannot make it that obvious.
That would be funny.
Although
That'd be
referencing
funny,
referencing FNAF in general is just funnier. And it is a multiplicity. True. Not multiplicity because F multiplicity. No, multiplicity is awesome. He's the best, the greatest. I have a funny idea for a Neon Mixer Epic Realm. Basically being Dave and Zomboss creating diss tracks against each other. That's funny. It's funny, we might steal that. Sheriff Garg for Wild West mini boss. That would kind of go hard. You could have saved us all. CD10.
Yes, Gargantuar with a gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Minigun.
CD10 is the reason we hate orphans, as you should. Honestly, if it got reworked into a PC and given more startings on it, would be fine. Probably, yeah. Jay wanted to be petty. Dang, can't put 20 multiplicities in one level. I know, so sad. Jay went insane after HH12 got nerfed. Kinda. Multiplicity itself isn't even that bad, it's what plants you're allowed. I mean, I guess Citron can kill him immediately, so kinda. I saw the vision, but seriously don't make it a locked and loaded. I agree. Chat, can we get multi-gargplicity? Sure. Sure. Next April Fool's multi-gargplicity, you asked for it.
Oh, could be a fun idea. Actual guard throwing Garg. From 100C's Garg that throws modern day Garg.
True. At
Oh,
least
yes.
Jay to the revenge. Okay, can we agree that waves before Multiplicity were harder than Multiplicity himself? I don't know anyone who would agree with that, honestly. Like, Multiplicity is definitely the worst part of, you know, Multiplicity is the worst part of levels that feature Multiplicity.
Okay, as someone who's like really used to endurance and has basically like first tried all of the PCs so far, I can tell you that like Multiplicity is what kept me more on edge. Because like the second that one of the clones gets a bit too far, that's a mower gone. And I was playing with the restriction of not losing them. So like, if that doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what will.
Multi-gargplicity gets consecutively stronger as you defeat his faces.
That's just a real boss battle.
It gets bigger and stronger.
Are you gonna smash Jay with a Kiwi Beast? Maybe. Depends on if he makes a CD10 ever again. We should do Penny's challenge on Multiplicity. True, yeah. Make an entire LTE of only Kiwi Beasts. Yeah, or no, make Kiwi Beast an Epic Quest plans and make Jay make all of the levels for it. That's gonna be his punishment.
Remind me of Aldverse making Jade make his intro.
Jay really didn't like HH12 nerves. I'd be down with this as long as it isn't an LNL. It goes so hard, SMBX. Thanks for that idea as well. Nerf HH12 for revenge. I mean, hey, at least that won't be shown for a good few months. Is Penny's challenge gonna be for each world? Can there be multiple PCs of the same world? So far, I think we just wanted to fill every world, but yeah, there will be multiple for the same. Oh yeah, new PC ideas.
Technically, there's been multiple holiday mashup ones. Technically,
yeah. They made one
what,
for each world, yeah. I like pre-nerf HH12, but I could definitely see why others didn't. Yeah, same. That is why we needed to nerf it again. No. I wanted to fight all mini-bosses in a boss rush level. That would be so cool. I wanted to kill. Never properly played HH12 pre-nerf. Post-nerf was still hard. I did have found pre-nerf HH12 easier. Are any minigames outside of Vase Breaker possible? Maybe. Great news, they won't be doing any LNL PCs. Yeah, never. Locked and loaded PCs will never exist. That just sounds crazy. Can even rival him as a sparring practice. Honestly, that would be a fun level. Just to choose your C's HH12. Can't wait for the not okay Corral P. Nope, never. PC that crashes your game. True. SpongeBob Ages is just its own thing. SpongeBob Ages is on a different dimension. It exists in parallel to Reflourished, but it is very much contained. Yeah, they are canon in the PvZ2 hero event. It's good for the ZMAC wants revenge from Universal Light. Yep, they are canon. Is SpongeBob Ages a fever dream of Dave? No. SpongeBob... Nobody knows what SpongeBob Ages is. I don't even know if SpongeBob Ages... Like, I don't know if Dave and Penny from SpongeBob Ages are the same... like, Dave and Penny from like the actual game. It might, like, the way I kind of thought about it, all of those were just creations of SpongeBob. Like, SpongeBob just created all of them. He just created that entire reality. That, like, SpongeBob there isn't even SpongeBob. It's just like an almighty entity that takes the form of SpongeBob. It's like I don't know.
You make that sounds like as if he was an experience of Zomboss that was so powerful that it got sent into.
No, he has nothing to do with Zomboss. He just exists. He's just there, doing his own thing, creating his own reality. You only get to visit his reality once a year, and never again. I love a penny challenge like Holy Mashup 35, the heroes level of force costume. Oh, that's a neat idea, maybe.
Yeah.
Mitosis the zombie. Oh, I wanted Mitosis the zombie so bad. Multiplicity
that
is
would be
good.
a fun idea for heroes. Epic Realm using only zombies that are from appeared heroes, like PvZ2, Swashbuckler.
Yeah, maybe. Like, I can see the potential. Multiplicity is good for lag machines. Oh no, he is good for much more. He's not only good for lag machines, he's good for making you cry.
He's also good for puzzle bosses.
Yeah. Oh my god, Multiplicity but a puzzle level sounds dreadful.
Oh wait, isn't that ethically kind of what?
Kind of, I guess, if you want to stretch the definition. I mean, like, if you get to Multimp, I just stole him with Shard and used Time Warp. The waves before were the reason I kept losing. That's a new one for me. Most of the time,
the zombies before Multiplicity are mostly a joke besides the couple smashes.
Yeah. Put Jay in the lead role. No. Oh, hello, Radiku. I think Jay can already attempt to kill us all since he gets to make vet PCs. Yeah, I mean, he does. Just remove Mistletoe, and then he's powerless. Very true. Mistletoe is the source of his power. SpongeBob Ages
oh yes, 5 damage XP!
Alternate Zombosses do anything to hate on each other. True! Alternate Zombosses hate each other. They all, like, vehemently despise each other. Will Carney and Roman zombies ever see the light of day in Reflourished quest or royalty, or will they further be only seen in Reflourished custom levels? Right now, they're in Reflourished custom levels. That's pretty much all that I can definitively say. Like, right now, that's what they're here for. Maybe they get used in the future, maybe they don't. I don't know. Hey Squidward, watch me make a Reflourished timed event. Very true. Does Lonatron count as a 2.0 boss or 1.0? 1.0, because it's the first time that you fight him.
I can kind of see why that question makes sense. Well, it's
I literally beat Holy Mashup 36 without attack. What the hell? Do you just hate yourself? Why did you do this?
Probably having used like squash.
That's awesome, actually.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Although I really hate the fact that Multiplicity's last stage doesn't have head drops. I don't think it's just because of lava. Yeah, it's not because of lava here. Like, why don't we fix that? It's so funny to see all of their big heads on their very tiny bodies fall off. Why is that not fixed? Ah, that was there in beta testing. I remember it. It was so funny.
Damn.
If you may answer this question, it would be nice. Is there a list of the music used for a SpongeBob fight? I can give you the list. I don't think it's been released, but I can give you it. They hate each other, but especially Reflourished Zomboss. Yeah, I can see why other Zombosses would hate Reflourished Zomboss. Reflourished Zomboss has quite the ego. I'm leaving for now. Gonna have dinner. Wasn't a Centurion in one Pinata party? Yeah, he just visited. He was just there. Genuine. Yeah. Was not hard. It would have took me one attempt. Again, how? PeaMix, will hybrid plants come to Reflourished? Please, I don't know what that is. You're batshit crazy.
Oh, he's talking about that one Chinese mod with a bunch of wild mutant.
No, that's not coming. No. Did Reflourished and Outwards crossover? Did any impactful change in the lore of themselves? I mean, there was, like, in terms of lore, that event happened for both universes. In terms of impactful change, I guess yeah, because like Ultra Zomboss took some cues from our Zomboss, which is why he decided to build his mech for the heroes thing in Ultras. I think there. Yeah.
So wait, so like my theory of the fact that Zomboss managed to have a Zomboss have his own fight was because of Holiday Mashup crossover. Was that true? Because I noticed that the fight is kind of like Holiday Mashup but for Alverse.
Yeah, I think that is what happens, because like after he encountered our Zomboss, he's like taking notes from him, and he's like, okay, let me do what this guy also did, kind of.
I also noticed that like the way he fights or stuff is almost as if he takes notes from the Reflourished to fight.
Yeah.
Even the mechanic itself kind of resembles some stuff from Reflourished. Which is funnier is the fact that there's a buff fish from Steam Ages on his Zombot, if you notice it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it is very much the case of him. You know, because of him being in Reflourished universe, he took some ideas from it. I don't know if our Zomboss took some ideas from Ultra's Zomboss. I don't know. Maybe like subconsciously. Why do you wait? I mean, seeing the Multiplicity final stage melt like butter to heat is satisfying. Very much. Will new zombies like catapults and bony bobsleds see the light of day in Flourish? Probably not, honestly. They're so poorly animated. Idea why is there so many people in here? Because dev QnA. Isn't living in the light in there. Thanks, that would be nice. Just DM it to me. I don't have to DM it, I can just put it, you know, somewhere in the server. Would you port them backwards? Please, PeaMix. No. I mean in newer Flourish updates. What's AMA? AMA stand for Ask Me Anything. Oh, PeaMix. Ask me anything, ask me anything. Are any other worlds gonna get a mini boss team? Yes, they will. I will make more. They're the best songs in the game. Thanks. There's a question. I can't join it right now. Please, World Sky City. I called it. Called it at the very beginning. Someone's gonna say that. Someone's gonna say that. I knew it. Okay, now here's a real question. Let me think about a good question. Take your time. Make your own Zomboss and get up on. No. Actually, you might not have the time to take your time because it's been 2 hours and I plan on ending this in like a few minutes because I've already reached my quota. I was planning on only being here for 2 hours, so alright, chop 10 more minutes.
You sounds like Wario Land hurry up time up.
Hurry up.
Big Wave Beach mini boss team would be incredible. I would like to make one. That would be pretty fun.
Warren Carnet's
Please World
asking
Assault.
Warren Carnet's saying, like, what balance changes are you looking at in the next update?
Yeah, I'll get to it. Just I gotta read. Please Word Assault Airspace. Okay.
Assault airspace. There.
What balance changes are you looking at in the next update? Me personally, I'm on vacation. I'm not looking at anything right now. It's up to my lackeys to do it now.
Yeah.
These plans scare me through.
I have the plans for the balance changes, but I'm not going to tell you people anything.
Good. My brain ain't braining right now. Can't think about a good question. Well, you have like 8 more minutes, so we have confirmed nerfs for Dusk, Gloom, and Ultimatum. That's all we know. Yeah, Dusk is gonna Dusk is gonna get into a microwave. It's not gonna get out alive.
Obviously, Dusk is god tier still.
Is Fairy Tail a time period? Is that why it's not being added? Fairy Tail is not a time period, and I don't think we have any plans on adding it. Oh yeah, I got it. Or like maybe we could add it, but just like not as a time period. Maybe like as a separate thing. We'll see. Oh yeah, I got it. No, it's Secret Realms for a reason. Will there be any contests that isn't about costumes in the future? We were thinking about it. We were thinking maybe different types of costumes. Like, I don't know. Not costumes, contests. We're thinking like, I don't know, instead of costumes it'd be for something else. Add please World Sky City to Reflourished Combat Horse. No, why would I do that? It's so funny seeing it. Please plant Buttercup. No. Me waking up for Epic Realm Big Wave trying to see a mutated shark as the mini boss. Please plant Vampircini. Nerf for Cattail. What? No. Why would we nerf Cattail?
What really are you people on about? Stop.
What was your favorite 2.0 Zombot that you added? I mean, I didn't add the Zombots. I didn't even like. I didn't really do anything for him. I just kind of made some of their levels whatevs made most of them in terms of art. But which one is my favorite? Good question.
Huh.
I don't know. Like visually, probably Dark Ages, but like mechanically and visually and like everything, like as an all-around package, probably Neon Mixtape Tour. Oh, design-wise, yeah, design-wise it's Dark Ages, but everything-wise it's Neon Mixtape Tour.
I personally can't really think much about like design-wise which 2.0 Zomboss is my favorite. But mechanically, yeah, I think the one that impacts me the most is like Neon Mixtape Tour, just because of how god awful the first fight was before like balance changes with Spore Shroom.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna leak his names. Maybe contest for zombie variants? Maybe. Possibility you can make Tumbleweed have the Torchwood stack effect. Yes, but we will not be doing that because I don't want a nuclear Tumbleweed to exist.
Speaking of Zomboss and that stuff, was like any... I noticed that there's a dialogue that referred to the fact that Lost City variant Zomboss is used in Holiday Mashup as a base. Is that like something lore related or something? Like, was that Zomboss in Lost City used as a base for Holiday Mashup boss? Not just like code wise, but like in the design wise. Because I noticed it from the dialogue, the old one.
I don't really think so. No, like art wise, he's completely like original. He's just a sleigh. And in terms of like actual story relevance, it's a device that Zomboss made to twist time around everyone. So yeah, it's kind of like just kind of his device there. It's not related to any previous Zombot. Wait, would we get original plans as just premiums for not any world or quest, but just additional premiums, just random? Like, I doubt it. If we go through all the trouble to make a new plant, we're probably gonna find a place for it that isn't just the shop. I have an Epic Realm concept I'd like to repost as a steal if it you like. Yeah, sure. Oh, right. Didn't know he was recording. Yeah, I'm recording this. Vanilla Onion Visitor 32 last phase is horribly designed. Yeah, kinda. What's the
Metal
team
Hair
for...
Guards only. Ugh.
What's the team for expansion Zomboss fight plant rosters? Pretty much just plants that kind of work well with the Zombot, but that couldn't be featured in the original fight because, you know, the original fights were pretty much just the world plants against the Zombot. So yeah, it's kind of like the team is, what if we could pick and choose any kind of plant for the fight? That's pretty much the team. Like, who thought that was a good idea? I mean, I can see why they would think, but I think it was just executed poorly. I think it could have worked if it wasn't spawning them so fast. Like, just one Garg every, I don't know, like 20 seconds or something. Maybe that's too much. I don't know. I like the visuals of Pirate Seas 2.0 Zombot most. Where is Shoot the Whoop Laser Bean? Good question. Maybe one day.
Good question. Next question.
Please, World Renaissance Sage. Very cool. Will other worlds have their own epic realms? Maybe. Either epic realms or premium quests, depending on what we want to do with them. Wasn't it based on Frostbite Caves, not Lost City? You're all wrong. Actually, the Holiday Mashup boss is based on the Neon Mixtape Tour boss.
Do you guys not see the speakers exploding between phases?
Yeah.
I noticed that since
we managed to conceal it pretty well, to be fair.
That covers the stage, and I used that.
Yeah, the snow covers his stage. Like, it's actually pretty clever how we did it.
Yeah. Tried using it before the level and realized.
Okay,
that
2 more minutes. Does Reflourished break hardcode? Not yet. Maybe eventually. Add for Ultimato, it fits more laser beam. What's your least favorite zombie to fight in base PvZ2 excluding Jester? Least favorite zombie to fight. So like, if I see it, I just like audibly, I just like audibly go, like, Probably I don't know. There's not many zombies that really, like, that really tick me off. But
Some of the ones that do are probably the ones that are done to death. Like
yeah,
Fisherman.
probably the common ones that you'd expect. Like, Fisherman kind of gets on my nerves, but in terms of, like, the least favorite zombie to fight, the one that I see in Seed Select and actively don't want to play the level, excluding Jester. I mean, I guess... I don't know. I'd say Excavator, but not really. Like, I think Excavator's not that bad. He's just annoying.
Yeah, it's
maybe
I personally don't mind any of the zombies either, but it's like, Excavator's like the one zombie in the game that just, like, shuts down whatever you have going on with, like, P-Vine or Torchwood, and I just hate that.
Oh, yeah. True.
Okay.
The one that I actively hate the most, I don't know. I guess Octo, as vanilla of an answer as that is, yeah, Octo really gets on my nerves, but I think it's just Octo in Big Wave Beach, honestly. Octo in different worlds is fine, just in Big Wave Beach specifically, he really gets me furious sometimes.
It's like, the zombies in Big Wave Beach are just, like, unironically a lot harder to deal with just because of the water. Like, Surfer, Octo, and Fisherman are, like, all so annoying. Even Snorkel to an extent, and it's basically based around that mechanic.
Okay, time is up. I'm just gonna answer the questions that have been posed. No more new questions.
No new questions. The last message is, shame it wasn't used.
Where do you think this mod will go in the future? Like, do you think it will be alive better, that type of stuff? I mean, I plan on working on it for a lot longer, so hopefully it remains relevant. We have a lot of new stuff that we want to do. We have a lot of stuff currently being developed. Things are definitely gonna be interesting in the future. Fisherman, Relic Hunters, Hair Metal, Torchlights, Mecha Football, Boombox, SpongeBob Mini Boss Battle is more than art. True. I wish it was used. We originally wanted to have mini boss battles in April Fool's 2024, but we just couldn't make them. We didn't have enough time. Breakdancer zombies, there sounds like garlic. Okay.
Please zombie walrus. That's funny.
Please zombie walrus. Okay. Oh, so you went with 2 goblin levels. And I would do it again. Those goblin levels are funny. I don't care how angry you got. The fact that you got angry proves my point. Yes, I will do it again. I cannot tell you how funny it was to see people get mad at those. It was perfect.
What are the goblin levels?
No, nothing. People say that they don't like them, which is perfect. Turn on your brain. Come on. What's 2x plus 7y or whatever the questions were?
Oh yeah, quizzes. It's funny how both RFL and Alvers had a quiz level, multiple quiz levels in their April Fool's event.
I love the goblin levels so much.
Oh wait, you mean the goblin levels like those ones in the April Fools?
Yeah, those goblin levels.
I had my friend Lugig answering them. I had like my friend Super Lugig 5 playing it in live, and we all like got confused on it. We even tried to do actual math to actually follow it.
Good. Wait.
And
That's 8 goblin
we also
levels
got
in a
pissed
row.
off over the answer that says, no, we didn't enjoy the event. Like, that trick was so funny.
Yeah. Seeing people answer no and then get killed when they thought it was fine to answer no is perfection. You know, not a lot of people like the event specifically because of the goblin levels. I think that just means the goblin levels did their job.
I mean, like, it's an April Fool's event. What, were you expecting us to be serious about the balancing of these levels?
Yeah, like what? Did you expect a goofy fun time? Like no, these levels are
Like
made
30
for you
levels
to
for
suffer.
Beamerang.
Just
True.
fun time if it was fucking amazing.
Okay, good.
If
I
it's for
remember
fun, fuck you.
Creeps20 got so mad. That's a lot of the event. It was very funny. A lot of other people got mad too. It was good.
I think the Goblin level does show why I hate Not Okay Corral. It's like the same feel.
Also, who else hated it? Flag Zombie also hated April Fools, which
I also hated Children's Day.
I mean, okay, Children's Day, it's like whatever. Yeah, Children's Day like had a lot of stuff in it that probably it shouldn't have
Worst
had.
designed levels.
I don't know about that. I haven't played it, but like that's a little harsh. But anyway, yeah.
He gave the gag for that. Like he gave the
The
gag for like
low-tier
that one last level.
actually made us quite cry. You know that low tier level, low tide level that has low tide level that constantly just goes low tide, low tide.
Yeah.
That level actually made my friend cry. He failed in the final wave because of a newspaper zombie.
That's hilarious.
That entire voice chat exploded for me because of that newspaper zombie.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I gotta genuinely ask, since there are so many people here, please tell me, did anyone actually genuinely solve the Goblin levels? Like, did someone actually figure out the answers for themselves? Were all of you just cheating?
I basically played through trial and error.
I didn't even play them because I was like, yeah, no thanks. I'll just buy the costume once it becomes available for purchase, because, yeah, no thanks.
More so trial and error. No, not trial and error. Like, genuinely. Did you genuinely figure out the answers?
Like, did you first try it or something?
I got the coding one because I happened to study code. Good! Finally, someone who understood it. By the way, I and Penny is the developer on the mod, us two made most of the questions. And I made the coder question because I that's what I actually study. Like, I actually study, you know, IT, so I know how to code. So I just threw that in there.
Thank God that I had code knowledge as well, because I know it even before college, so that saved me.
Yeah, I purposely threw in the modular division one because I thought it would be funny. I remember, like, even back in high school, people did not understand the modular division thing, so I was like, yeah, let me just throw that in.
This is the only time where school actually helps you in a game. Can you believe it? This is
yeah, it's not that hard. Really isn't that hard. It's just like people don't get it, really.
The funniest part is the math question. It makes you like, look, real usage of math in real life, and it's in the game.
Like, okay, I don't know how so many people didn't get this, but all of the symbols, like X and Y and stuff like that, they are all given numeric values based on where they are on the grid. I don't know how people didn't figure that one out. Like, I thought it was obvious.
Really?
Yeah, I think X was 13, yeah. Yeah, X was 13, because Y wasn't 36. No, X was 12, because I remember one of the answers was 3x, and 3x is 36, because 12 times 3 is 36.
Such weirdness.
Oh,
Okay, we're gonna wrap this up?
yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm glad that we got to finish off with Goblin levels. That's funny as
That was fun.
Incredible.
That was fun. Alright, thank you everyone for participating once again. I will be uploading this on my YouTube channel. I don't know when, probably tomorrow. Depends on how long it takes to upload. And yeah, that's been the Q&A session. I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna go drink some water. See ya, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Good morning, everyone.